This week's book of the week is If You're Not First, You're Last by Grant Cardone. Sales strategies to dominate your market and beat your competition. This is the second time that I read this book. By the way, if you want to get it, click the link in the description. It will take you straight to Amazon, so you can order this straight to your home from Amazon. And I highly recommend, because I really like this book. But in this video I'm going to go through the best 5 ideas from this book. There's more than that, but like my favorite 5 ideas. And this is, by the way, like I think one of the first books Grant Cardone wrote. He has a lot of other books that I have read as well. I highly recommend those as well. But from this book, my first note and my first favorite idea is that if you're, like this cover says, like if you're not first, you're last. And what he means is like the company that is like perceived as the first in the customer's mind is like the one that will make the most money. You don't necessarily need to be the first in the marketplace, like the first in some kind of in some area, but you need to be the number one brand or the number one company. And also you can notice that in the Google search results, the company that has the first spot there on Google makes way more money than the second one usually. So that's where the name comes from. If you're not first, you're last. And the second point is that you will never be first if you compare yourself to others who have no intention of ever being first. So you want to stop comparing yourself to like average people and people who don't desire that much to win, who don't really have any intention to be first. So because if you do, then you think you're doing way better than you actually are. You need to compare yourself to like people who are achieving way more. And third point is use your power base. He talks a lot about how important network is to you. So having a network because it can always be just one person away that you can close a sale or you can make that critical connection. So you want to leverage the connections that you have and then connect with new people through those people. And fourth is that remember the rule of no, N-O. And whenever you get no's, N-O's, it means that you have a lack of knowledge or no. So the lack of no causes no's. The lack of K-N-O-W causes N-O's, meaning no's. So so you need to know your business. You need to know sales, handling objections, negotiating, closing the sale, everything. So to the degree that you have, that you don't have, to the degree that you don't know, you get no's. So, but fifth is that being unreasonable. He talks a lot about that in this book. I really agree with that. So what he means by being unreasonable is that you don't care about like what other people think or what is like the norm or what is reasonable. You want to act unreasonable. And because, by the way, this book is written for like hard times. Like right now it's 2020, it's a recession, and this book was written I think in 2010 or probably published. And this talks about like 2008, how difficult times they were, and Grant Cardone built his first business during I don't know if it was 2008, but he said that his first business was during a recession. But anyways, you cannot have like normal levels of activity or anything during a recession or a contraction. You need to take massive action. You need to be unreasonable. And like he talks like super freak, like you need to be taking way more activity than people think like is reasonable. When people say that you're working too hard or something, that's That's people trying to make you reasonable. No, you want to be unreasonable. And things that normal people don't even consider doing, whatever it is, then you do that, do the unreasonable thing, and keep moving forward and like making achieving things because of that. So and yeah, it also talks about like whatever like most people do, like the average person does. Don't ever do like what the masses do. If you avoid doing what the masses do, you more often than not will succeed. Like just by not doing what most people do, like watching TV, whatever, watching the news, reading the news. That's what most people do. So avoid those things. Do the opposite. Do the exact opposite. That's what he says. Do the exact opposite of what most people do, and you more often than not will succeed. So that's it. 5 best ideas from this book. Highly recommend ordering this. Also subscribe to this channel if you want to see next week's book summary. And thanks so much for watching. Remember to hit like. I'll see you next time.